welcome to ASA Instructors, where we answer your questions through Instagram at SO FITNESS LTD. So go follow us and ask us questions there. But today, let's go have a look what we've got in stored.
Okay, so thank you for our people who sent in our responses through. We are a little bit late on this because of the Christmas New Year break, but we're here. We didn't forget about your questions. The first one is, we asked, what did you struggle with in reformer and what moves would you like a little bit more help with? And the answer is, any glute works while lying on your side.
Oh, this is so good because
Lying glutes.
Especially because I just went through the whole pregnancy journey. Ooh. So it was so applicable.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times people struggle with this one is because they don't know how to fit on the reformer.
Oh, it's a little bit awkward.
It's quite awkward. It's like, where do I lie? And then like, do I lie on my side? Where do I put everything? And then I think the whole unable to get into the reformer the right way makes it even more difficult. And if you're not doing this in the right way, technique-wise, I find that you don't really get a lot out of this.
And then you start straining your neck, which
Yeah.
we'll go into a little bit later.
Yes.
Well, actually right now.
Right now, we'll go into it right now.
All right, we're going to start with the side lying glutes. So if you want to lie down, and we've got some options for you. What we like to do is have the ball on the headrest as a pillow, or if you like to, you can also have the headrest up. All right, so for this one, we're going to shimmy all the way back so that our butt is at the edge of the back side of the carriage. And then once we're there, we're going to grab your rope and we're going to put it through our top leg. And we're going to straighten the leg. And here we're going to just set up first. So don't be in a hurry to get into your exercise already. What we want to work on is making sure your shoulders are stacked on top of each other and that your waist is lifted up. So you don't want to be dumping into that left side of the waist or the bottom waist. You want to scoop it up so your abs are engaged, your spine is in a neutral position. Now your hips are also stacked on top of each other. And if you would like to use your hand as an indicator, place it onto the hip just to make sure it's not moving, because we want to keep this pelvis as stable as possible. Only then you're going to start your exercise. So we're going to inhale, you can reach your leg forward without letting your hips move, so keeping this as still as possible. And then on your exhale, you can pull your right leg back as far as you can feel your glutes working. And you can see Nicole's doing this very well. Her hips, her pelvis is very stable, and that is the key. What we don't want to see is this moving forward and back, rocking side to side for the sake of the leg moving. So there you go, there's your side lying glute. Let's go to the next exercise. So if you want to take your strap off. And the other one, we will need to change the spring. So we're going to put on a heavier spring. This is your side lying footwork. So I'm going to pop on a medium and a green spring for Nicole. And then you're going to place your top leg back up onto your foot bar. Same concept. You're going to lift your white waist up, your hips are still, and then you're going to inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to slowly push the carriage out. And you're not going to lock your knee, you're going to slowly think about the kneecap pulling up to the thigh, and then slowly coming back. And exhale, nice and slow. Now here you can adjust the springs. You can go heavier, or you can go lighter, but what we want to do, we want to keep this top part of the body as still as possible so you can really focus on working your glutes. All right, we'll do a couple more. And we'll stop here. Okay, so the final exercise, you can do this with strap or without strap. I'm going to show you without the strap first. Same concept here. You can come into that nice neutral spine, your hips are still, you can straighten out your right leg. Nice. And you're going to inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to lift your right leg up. Inhale, slowly bring it back down. Good work. And here, you want to focus on keeping your hips still and only lift your leg as high as you can while keeping this hip still. So it doesn't matter how far you lift, only a little bit, and you can already start feeling your glutes working here, your side glute. I'm going to show you with the strap, we can add a little bit more upper body work. So you can reach your right leg up, and then you can straighten your right leg, and then slowly lift your right leg as we did before. Now this is going to give you a little bit more upper body work as well as your glute work. And here there's lots of variations you can do. You can do your leg lifts, you can do your circles, you can again do your pendulum. Lots of stuff to do here to feel the side glute. And then from here, if you want to add a little bit more, we can combine the two movements together. So you push your right arm down as you lift your right leg up, and then inhale slowly to come back to that starting position. And exhale. Same thing to remember, you want to keep your hips stacked on top of each other. You want to keep that bottom waist lifted. So no sinking down into that bottom waist.
Okay, so after that, you probably would have seen there's so many different variations for the side lying glutes, with like strap, without strap, coming into like side kneeling in your elbows, on your hands. But I feel, and what I usually teach, is the concept is exactly the same. You just need to understand how to do it and how to control that pelvis. And I think a lot of things that we don't talk about is that pelvic stability for side lying glutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because it's easy for you when you're moving your leg just to focus on getting the leg, for example, as high as possible, or like making the range as big as possible, but it's really not about that. And if you really focus on the technique, that's when you're really going to get the benefit of feeling your glutes work.
Yes, and it's not about the heavy springs, because if you're actually doing it properly, you're gonna feel it as light as a yellow spring or like a quarter spring, depending on your machine.
Thank you so much for sending your questions in. We love answering your questions, so please go to our Instagram and send us a DM, or when you see our story come up, please answer the question. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next episode and we'll answer your question again.
Yes, thank you.